So basically, your reliable contracts is the antidote to paper rates.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're solving for here is we're going to our rates are going to fluctuate with the market. We're going to set there's two rates that we're going to set with the customer. There's going to be the target rate, and then there's going to be the ceiling rates. And then our goal is to stay below the ceiling rate. So in a scenario where target rate's $1,000 and we source the carrier at $1,200 and the ceiling is, let's say, 14, we're in between the target and the ceiling rate, and we make 4% on like the management fee or whatever it may be. The cool thing about reliable contracts is if we start to source below that target rate, let's say the market starts to soften a little bit, then the customer is going to benefit because now that rate, we'll pass that new rate on to the customer, and they can kind of take advantage of that softening market.
This is again LoadSmart trying to prevent people from being pushed out into the spot market.
Exactly. So in tight markets, we want to prevent PTA, the primary tender acceptance, from reducing. We want to keep that as high as possible. So reliable contracts, the thing that we are selling is 100% tender acceptance with this, with the understanding that the rate is going to fluctuate. And at the same time, we have built-in mechanisms to incentivize LoadSmart to buy as low as possible.
Are also aligned. So if it goes above target, you make a little less. So you're completely aligned to shipper interest. And again, I'm not criticizing anybody's business model. The freight brokerage model's worked for us very well for a long time. But we've all heard stories and probably even seen it where the broker and the shipper are somewhat disconnected because I'm looking for the lowest priced carrier and I want to put a big margin on it and I want to go and bang the gong and say I made $1,000 on that load. That's it, we were joking about it before we hit record, you and Bio. How would you like it if you were a shipper and you're walking through a freight brokerage bullpen and they're banging a gong and say, "Oh, I made $1,000 on that load"? You'd be like, "What? Let me get out of here! Like, what kind of madhouse am I signing up for?" So I love I love the alignment. And again, paper rates are horrible for our business. It's a stupid idea. So I like what you guys are doing there.
Yeah, and like you said, one of the benefits of this is the full rate transparency. The customer will always see what we're paying. And some may look at this and say, well, that's just a cost plus model, and that's been around for years. That's
a little different.
It's a little different, right? Because cost plus is usually here's the cost customer, and then here's our fixed fee that goes on top of that, right? And there's no incentive to keep that as low as possible.
You've aligned yourself to the shipper's interest, so you're not acting like you're their friend and then screwing them on a price. You're saying, hey, look, when you hurt, I hurt.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And there's multiple different models that we draw up of this, but usually we set that target and we set the ceiling. If we ever go above the ceiling, then it's just a pass-through cost to the customer. We don't make any money on the load, so that is a lot of incentive to make sure we're staying below that ceiling.
I gotta talk to the boss about that one. So I better the boss is gonna stop by and see me if I can do that.
Yeah, for sure.